Your time will come. The lesson of the late blooming flower. People often say that everyone has their season, but when you are the one waiting, those words can feel empty. Ethan had been waiting for a long time. From the outside, his life looked ordinary. He woke up early every morning, took the same bus through the busy streets of the city, and returned home each night with the same quiet disappointment resting on his shoulders. While others around him seemed to be moving forward, Ethan felt as if he were standing still. His friends were getting promotions, starting businesses, building families, and celebrating milestones that filled social media feeds with smiles and success. Ethan congratulated them sincerely, but each celebration reminded him of something painful. His own life had not bloomed yet. He tried not to complain. He worked hard, he stayed hopeful, but deep inside, a silent question haunted him. Why is my life taking so long? One afternoon, exhausted from another day that felt unimportant, Ethan decided to take a longer route home. He wandered into a quiet botanical garden tucked away from the noise of the city. The place was calm, almost forgotten, just like how he felt. He sat on a wooden bench and watched the gardener tend to different plants. Some flowers stood tall and colorful, clearly in their season. Others were just green stems with no sign of beauty yet. And in one corner, there was a single flower that hadn't bloomed at all, just leaves, plain and unimpressive. Ethan stared at it and felt an unexpected connection. That's me, he thought, still nothing to show. As if sensing his thoughts, the gardener walked over and followed his gaze. That one, the gardener said with a gentle smile, that's a late bloomer. Ethan frowned. It doesn't look like much. The gardener nodded. Not yet. Curious, Ethan asked, why plant something that takes so long to bloom? The gardener brushed dirt from his hands and replied, because when it finally blooms, it lasts longer, grows stronger, and survives harsher seasons than the others. Those words settled deep inside Ethan. The gardener continued, some flowers bloom early and fade quickly. Others need more time underground, growing roots you can't see. But when they rise, they're not fragile. Ethan sat in silence, letting the truth sink in. That night, for the first time in a long while, he stopped comparing his life to others. Instead of asking why he was behind, he asked a different question. What am I growing into? Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Ethan kept showing up for his life, even when progress felt invisible. He learned new skills quietly. He failed and learned again. He doubted himself sometimes, but he didn't quit. And then, slowly, almost unexpectedly, things began to change. An opportunity appeared where he least expected it. One connection led to another. One small win built confidence. The work he had done in silence started to speak for him. People who once overlooked him began to notice. You're doing so well. You came out of nowhere. But Ethan knew the truth. He hadn't come out of nowhere. He had been growing. Years later, Ethan returned to the garden. The late blooming flowers stood tall now, strong, vibrant, impossible to ignore. While many of the early bloomers had faded, this one remained steady, unshaken by time. Ethan smiled. He finally understood. Life is not a race, it is a garden. Some people bloom early, others bloom later, but late does not mean never, and slow does not mean weak. If you are still waiting, still growing, still unseen, do not rush yourself. Roots grow in silence, and when your time comes, you won't just bloom, you'll last.